Hello everyone. Are you fed up with Windows 11 slowness issue? Is your Windows 11 running very slow? Don't worry. I'm going to share some simple and effective tips that you can use to turbocharge your Windows 11 PC. So buckle up, grab your mouse and get ready. First thing, storage sense. Now we are going to enable storage sense. To do that, to start on settings. If you cannot find settings as pinned over in the, you can just search over here like settings and click on the settings and just search for storage settings. You can see the storage here, and if you cannot find it, just search here storage. So you'll get storage settings. Click on the storage settings. Here you can see storage sense. You will have to enable storage sense in your machine. When you enable the storage sense, Windows automatically free up space and delete temporary files and manage locally available cloud content. So we'll have to enable the storage sense in order to speed up your Windows 11 machine. And click on the cleanup recommendations. Click on see advanced options. You can enable all these settings except downloads. If you enable download, whatever file you have downloaded to your machines, it will get auto deleted. So you do not have to enable downloads, and you can enable all the other settings. For example, Windows Update Cleanup. Windows keeps copy of all installed updates from Windows updates even after installing newer version of updates. So when Windows installing the patches, it keep all the files, a copy of the files that used to install that patch. So you can remove that by enabling the storage settings. And here you have a button to remove that file. So you can click on that, and for the first time you can do it from your side. The cleanup process is going on over here. So you can do it for the first time. And once if you enable that option, storage sense, if you enable it, automatically system will remove from here up. So let's move to the next option, which is nothing but privacy and security. So I'm clicking on privacy and security. Here you have Windows permission. Under Windows permission, we have general. Click on general, and you have to turn off all these. By default, all these options will be enabled here. We'll have to turn off all these options. Again, come back to the privacy and security. Go to speech. If you are not using online speech recognition, you can turn it off. By default, this will be on. Thinking and typing personalization, the same way you can turn it off. What happens when you are typing? System will learn from your typing history and handwriting pattern to create custom dictionary. For example, when you start typing HOU, then system itself will show it is house. Automatically, system will create some custom dictionary. So to do that, if you can enable that, if you do not require any suggestion for while typing, then you can make it off. In the same way, we have active history. You can switch off all these permissions. Now we move to app permission. You can disable all the settings for the app permissions like location, camera, microphone, voice activation, notification, and as it is shown here, all these settings you can disable it. But again, it's your choice. If you want this permission to be allowed, then you can allow it or you can disable it. For example, if you select location, automatically so location services will be enabled. Google, all the application will get your location services by default. So you can disable it. The same way, camera permission, microphone, your contacts, calendar, phone calls, call history, all these permission you can disable it, and it will have an impact on your system performance. Now we move to disabling the notification. So just search notification and actions. So click on that. It shows the notification from apps and other senders. For example, WhatsApp. If you receive a message in WhatsApp, those message notification will be displayed on the right corner of your taskbar. So if you do not require any notification from WhatsApp, you can disable this option over here. The same way from Outlook, then from PowerPoint, from Slack, Skype, all these notification you can disable it. That will provide a better performance to your Windows 11. The other settings which you can disable is nothing but additional settings, and uncheck get tips and suggestion when using Windows. By default, get tips and suggestion when using Windows will be checked over here. You'll have to uncheck that. By doing so, you will be informing to the Windows we do not require any promotional apps or any suggestion when using Windows. Now we have to move to system properties. To do that, go to run and type sysdm.cpl. This will open the system properties. You have to go to advanced performance, click on settings. Here you can select adjust for the best performance, the third option, adjust for the best performance. And you can select show thumbnail instead of icons, smooth edges of screen fonts on, and show Windows content while dragging on. So all the three settings you can just check mark, and all other settings are not required. So we are selecting adjust for the best performance and these three settings to be checked, and click on apply. Okay. Now you can remove the unwanted applications from your machines. To do that, go to settings, select apps and installed apps. All the installed apps will be listed over here. If you find some of the applications are not required or it has to be disabled, you can do it from here. It includes both the third-party applications and built-in application from Windows. So you can remove some of the application which is not required. You can remove it from here. Other thing, you can disable the startup applications, apps that start automatically when you sign in. So you can disable those applications that automatically start when you log in. You can disable all these. So the only thing you have to make antivirus should be on, and all other application, if it doesn't require it, you can just disable that. So this is the antivirus, so I required that. And Grammarly, I used Grammarly. I can disable this over here. And the same way Teams, if it doesn't require, I can disable while logging in. I don't, if I do not require Microsoft Teams while logging in, I can disable that in from the startup. Certain services can be disabled from your machine. That will improve the system performance. List of services that can be disabled from your machine are given here, like download map manager, fax, Hyper-V, IP help, Windows image acquisition, geolocation, and as you can see, all these 12 services you can disable it. To disable the services, you have to go to run and type services.msc. It will open the services console. You can search for these services. For example, fax. I don't think the fax is required on your machine, so you can disable it. To disable that, you have to right click and go to properties. Here you can disable that. The unnecessary services enabled in your machine, that will have an impact on the system performance. So you can disable all the services from your machines. So these are the services. And Hyper-V service, if you are not using any virtualization, if you are not creating any virtual machine or any virtualization, if you are not using it, you can disable the Hyper-V service. The same way, if you are not using IPv6 IP addresses, then you can disable IP helper, geolocation, remote registry, Windows Inside services, retail demo service. All these settings you can, all these services you can disable it. So how to disable it, I have showed you. For an example, I have showed it. So you can do the same thing for the other services. Now you can clear some temporary files from your machines. To do that, you have to go to run and type temp. Applications while working, it leaves some junk files on this temporary folder. Delete these cache files, some junk files from folder. It is absolutely fine. You can remove it. No harm will happen to your machine. So you can delete all these temporary files. Then move to percentage temp percentage. The same way, this is another temporary location where application leaves the junk files. So we can control A and select all the files and shift delete. And delete the entire all these junk files from your machine. This will speed up your system performance. Some of the files may not get deleted because it may be used by some other programs. So we can skip it. Okay. So let it happen. Meanwhile, we'll just move to prefetch. Click on continue and remove all these files. You can remove all these junk files from your machines. And now you can do disk, you can type here disk cleanup and click on the disk cleanup, open the disk cleanup, click on OK and remove all these. You can check mark all these boxes and you can delete, clean up your system. That's it. Thanks for watching this video. If you like it, please do subscribe and share it to your friends. And if you have any suggestions or questions, please make it in the comment box. Thank you.